Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. My name is Bernadette Desir, and I'm your host. And joining me today is Kirsten Graham. Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes, Kirsten, yes.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you today?
I'm great. The sun is shining. It's actually warm. And yeah, I'm enjoying the weather.
Yeah, I guess August is your warmest month in Canada, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's been really, really warm. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast, Christine. Is it Christine or Kirstine?
Kirsten, I always joke with
Kirsten.
people that if you get it wrong, I'm going to curse you out and then the number 10. Kirsten, I would never curse you out, but
Kirsten. That's a really pretty.
yes,
Yeah. So, Kirsten, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
sure. I am the co-owner of Six Figure Business Coaching, and along with my business partner Jeannie, we're marketing and outsourcing. The biggest
Sorry.
challenge I saw was that a lot of business owners struggle with lead generation and content creation, their marketing. And so my business partner has a marketing background, and I love everything about outsourcing. So we kind of partner together and we help
Mhm.
our clients outsource a lot of their marketing. We help them come up with a very viable strategy, and then we help them to outsource.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. What got you into the work that you're doing now?
Oh my gosh. So I started in real estate. I spent most of my career in real estate. Then I was
Mhm.
very involved with the local chamber and BNI and all the local networking. And
Mhm.
at the time, I actually moved from selling real estate to the mortgage side and owned a mortgage company and owned a title company.
Mhm.
And I did a lot of loans for self employed people. And then afterwards, because I would see their personal tax returns and their business tax returns, and
Mhm.
then afterwards, they would always say, "Hey, can I take you to lunch to pick your brain?" And that kind of led into me mentoring for about a decade, which eventually I turned that into a paid coaching practice. So I
Mhm.
do still have one on one coaching clients. A couple of them had for over a decade now. So
Oh,
that's pretty
wow.
crazy. I
Yeah.
know, right? It's just such a great relationship. And I so love them. But
Mhm.
yeah, so one of the challenges that I found that most business owners have, like I said, is just getting the support that they need and they deserve in their business.
Yeah.
So, along with my one-on-one coaching, I partnered with Jeannie just so that
Mhm.
we could help more and more business owners again get the support in the business that they need so that they
Yeah.
can do what they're really meant to do. They're not busy doing all the behind the scene tasks that take up so much time. And like you told me earlier, you're not a techie person. I'm
No.
not either.
Yeah.
I joke that there's a lot of days that I have to say very, very bad words to my computer and threaten to
Mhm.
throw it in the lake. So I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, when we want to do stuff, but we don't understand technology of how to do it. I still struggle. I find my way, but I still struggle. Um, are you doing better with tech now that you've been in the business that you've been in for a while?
Yes and no. So I have a little bit of a different philosophy, and that is life is too short to spend my time learning things I don't want to learn.
Mhm.
It's too short for me to spend time doing things that I don't enjoy doing. And
Yeah.
I'm also robbing someone else of a job who could do those things really well and be very passionate about it. So
Mhm.
yes, I am online, and yes, we have, an awesome software that we use that I know fairly well. But when it comes to things like setting up funnels or any of the backside or editing a podcast or anything like that, no. Like I've not gotten better, and I have no intentions of getting better because I
Yeah.
just don't feel like it's the best use of my time if I really want to serve people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have two podcasts you were telling me. Can you tell us what are they about and how did you get the inspiration, to create them?
Sure. So the first one is Six Figure Business Mastery, and we've had that for about a year and a half now, I guess.
Mm.
And that really came, it was originally we were doing live interviews in our Facebook group,
Yeah.
and we decided to turn them into podcast interviews because we actually train virtual assistants for our clients.
Mm.
And for one of our programs, we actually put those virtual assistants through a paid internship with us so that we can make sure that they do know they have all the skill text they need, they have all the design and creativity skills that they need, and
Mhm.
that they can learn and follow our systems and processes.
Mhm.
So for that particular program, we actually need to have a lot of content. So
Yeah.
we ended up turning our Talk Tuesday Lives into a podcast simply
Mhm.
because we needed content for the interns to edit and produce social media posts from and things like that. So that
Yeah.
was the first one. But we fell in love with doing podcasts. So we actually started a second one, and it's called Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights. And
Mm,
that's where we interview different coaches from around the world just to find out a little bit about their journey. Like, why did they get into coaching? How do they truly help their clients? Because I always find that people have such great stories. And I think that we finally started to realize that if we want to learn and grow, we have to seek guidance, whether that's reading a book or going to a conference or taking a class
mhm,
or often hiring a coach.
mhm. Oh, I love that. I love that you mentioned guidance because at times we don't want to reach out because we think we may know it all. Me, I'm always hungry for knowledge to learn and gain experience from other people. Um, how do you practice humbling yourself to accept and continue to receive help or resources?
Well, I think the people who are most teachable are the best teachers, right?
Mm,
So if I'm not willing to learn,
mhm.
then eventually I'm going to lose my ability to teach and to serve.
Yeah.
So Jeannie and I both belong to a coaching program where we work with our group every Monday. We are really big into conferences. We try to go to two to three conferences a year so we can keep our skills up on marketing, things like that. And then we're
Mhm.
both really big into books. So we love learning. And I feel like it's so important, especially in this day and age where things are moving so quickly. And on our Six Figure Business Mastery podcast, that podcast, we're actually interviewing different marketing experts. And I'm just telling you, on every single interview that we do, I learned so much. Today, I was in a summit, and one of the women focuses on AI for small businesses.
Mhm.
I can't wait
Mhm.
to have her on our show because I know I'm going to learn so much from her.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell us what is six figures? Let's say people are watching, they're like, what? How would you
Yeah.
describe it to people to understand?
Yeah. So I feel like in business, we were talking about this earlier today on that summit, but which
Hmm.
was about wealth and growing, your mindset and growing your wealth and growing your business. In
Yeah.
order to build a business, we hear a lot online, especially these days, about having a 7 or 8 figure business. So we really
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
focus in on helping people get that first 6 figures. So whether that's the 100,000, like getting to that first 6 figures, or whether you're trying to go from 100 to 250,000, or if you want to go from 250,000 to 500,000,
Hmm.
so what happens is very seldom, and it does happen, but very seldom does someone start a business and it's immediately a 7 or 8 figure business.
Yeah.
Generally businesses grow at a good pace. So for a lot of our clients, it's getting all of their systems and processes in place so that they can have the foundation to grow their business with a team that can really support them in doing that.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. What are some key ingredients into starting a business? Because from my understanding, based on experience, there are different aspects to it. There's personal and many different aspects. But in your opinion, what are some ingredients that people need that are in business?
Bernadette, that is a fantastic question. And I think like what you said earlier about how much you like to learn and to grow, I think that is a really big component of it, is a person who wants to grow. Because if
Mhm.
you don't, again, it's going to be really hard to keep up with the changes.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, too, humbling yourself kind of in that this place of,
Yeah.
because again, it doesn't always go the way we want it to.
Yeah.
And sometimes, your business or life can really knock you down, and you have to have the fortitude and the ability to get up. So whether that's kind of picking yourself up by your own bootstraps or reaching
Mhm.
out for help or support to make that happen. But I
Yeah.
think for most people, if you start a business doing something where you can truly solve a problem, so you can really help someone because they will pay for that. And in order to have a business, you need to get paid,
Mhm.
followed by you having a passion and a unique ability in that particular field.
Mhm.
So it's really important to understand that that's kind of where the magic happens, is when someone has a problem that you can solve because you've got a very unique skill set and that you have a passion for it, because that passion is what's going to continue to attract your ideal clients.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. And let's talk about competition because there will always be competition, whether it's between similar companies or individuals. Um, how can a person see the competition but don't compete, remain authentic to their brand and who they are?
Oh gosh, I've got so many different directions I want to take this conversation. So the first one I would say is it's always important to do market research. And I do believe that there's enough business for everyone. There are clients out there that are just your ideal clients, and I do believe that. but it's always good to know what other people are offering and how they have their offer set up and what is their value proposition, because those things are important to know so you know what other people, what your ideal clients may be seeing. But
Mhm.
then making sure that you're setting up your value proposition and your offer and the way that you serve people in a way that is very unique and authentic to you.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like having competition is a really good thing, because you may think that starting a business where what you're doing is very unique and very different than anyone else is better, but
Mhm.
it's not, because then you have this conversation where you have to educate people on things, you
Yeah.
know? So, like for Jeannie and I, we're not a marketing agency or an outsourcing agency. So that's a really different model. People either think we're a marketing agency or an outsourcing agency. So when we explain to them that we're coaches and trainers, there's not really anyone else out there kind of doing what we're doing, which in some ways that can make it harder. So we're
Yeah.
always doing our market research on marketing agencies and outsourcing agencies, since we're
Mhm.
a little bit, kind of put in both of those categories.
Yeah. 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 I like that. That's awesome. What are some myths or misconceptions that you've heard, people have within the line of work that you're doing?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So one of the videos that I have on our YouTube channel is titled, Is it ethical to outsource overseas?
Mm,
And I think that's a really good question, because anything can be ethical or not ethical, right?
yeah.
If you hire someone onto your team and you treat them well and you pay them on time and you
Mhm.
help them to grow their career while they work for you and for your company, I mean, they're helping your vision come true. So
Yeah.
you want to be an ethical person and treat them well. On the flip side of that, if you're the type of person who is going to hire someone overseas, treat them like a second class citizen, maybe pay them on time, maybe not pay them on time, give them very little instruction, and then, yell at them because they didn't do what you wanted them to do. So
Yeah.
that's unethical, right?
Mm,
So we try to think about how do we help people step into that role of being a CEO, the leader, and the manager, so
yeah.
that they are doing everything ethically.
Mm,
And one of my favorite sayings is that we lead people and we manage things, which is why we're really big on helping our clients understand how to step into that leadership role, but then also supplying them with systems and processes and technology, project management software, and things
mhm.
like that to
Mhm.
help them manage the task, the
Yeah.
things that their virtual assistant is doing for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think at times it's hard for us to step into, different roles that we're not used to, like leading. It's a big job. Um, how can we process and not overthink our role, but approach it at a authentic level, the giving to people versus assuming
Right.
that they don't like what we have to offer.
Right. I think if you had the answer to that question, you'd be a multi-millionaire, especially for women, because I think we
Yeah.
tend to overthink things.
Hmm.
And yeah, I, I always like to say, if you have a heart to serve people and to truly help them, let that overcome your fear. And I think that what is causing us to overthink is the fear, right?
Yeah.
And so we were talking today about, if you want to grow your business, you need to
Mhm.
have more conversations, sales conversations. You need to be talking to people who could possibly be your ideal clients, and then selling them into your service or program.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what we do is we're afraid to be in those conversations because we're afraid of rejection. So we
Yeah.
keep ourselves really busy doing things that are not going to move the needle in our business. So
Mhm.
I think that's the other thing, is you have to think, am I overthinking things just out of fear? And if
Yeah.
so, how can I combat that?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Fear, it plays such a big role in all of our lives and what we do. Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about AI. Are you for AI or against AI?
100% for it.
Yeah.
But it's like anything else. Yeah, it's like anything else. Can it be used unethically? Absolutely. Right. So if you look at the internet, there's a reason why we have a dark web, right? This is where people go where things are not legit. So
Yeah.
I think that AI is like anything else. It has the ability to take all of the data that we've done from things like cancer research
Hmm.
and probably help us find solutions to overcome cancer, right?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of information that I think AI can process and do it a lot faster than we humans could do. As far as small business owners, it is a great tool to help you with writing content or outlining videos or thinking of new concepts. But the
Yeah.
operative word there is help you, not do it for you. Because
Mhm.
if it replaces you, you're going to start to sound very generic, like everything else out there. And
Yeah.
that's what you want to avoid as a business owner. So we train the virtual assistants on different AI tools. Like one tool that I love is the fact that AI can clean up audio. So I don't know how much
Mm.
you know about audio, but if you think about people who are recording music or even people who, do proper like podcasts like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
they had to have audio engineers, people who would sit there for hours and had really great listening skills and just had this
Yeah.
knack for it. It would spend hours and hours and hours cleaning it up. That's
Mhm.
something that AI can do relatively well now. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying it can compete with some, fantastic audio engineer. I'm sure people are still, who have that skill are amazing, but
Yeah.
it's not a skill that I have. And for most small business owners, it's not someone we can afford to pay to do that for us. So
Yeah.
having AI be able to do a great job with cleaning up audio is just a miracle in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So do you have any projects that you're working on?
Yeah, we got a couple of projects. So like I said, we want to empower our clients to start to build a team. And so right now we're doing some market research around having virtual assistants book coaches, sales calls.
Hmm.
And we're in the process of doing a collaboration with a sales coach who would then help them to
Oh,
get better at closing those sales. So
yeah.
it's kind of like the virtual assistant books you the sales call, and then you show up for it and you record it, and the sales coach can coach you on a
Mhm.
couple of things. Maybe you made an offer to someone who wasn't your ideal client because you were so excited, but you didn't listen well enough to hear that they weren't your ideal client.
Mhm.
Or maybe they can just help you fine tune
Yeah.
your closing process so that you can go from maybe a 15% close rate to a 30% close rate. So
Hmm.
that's one of the projects we're working on right now, which I'm very excited about. We
Hmm.
also have another project where it's helping business owners who want to get in front of other people's audiences. So
Yeah.
helping them have a virtual assistant who can book them on podcasts or actually get them booked on speaking gigs.
Mm.
So we're just trying to make sure that we're able to train virtual assistants to do a fantastic job on certain tasks so
Yeah.
that our clients can be very successful in those areas rather than trying to be, all things to all people.
Yeah. Sounds like a win-win situation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it. It's so amazing because you don't really think about it, but
Mhm.
one of the things that we heard when we first started like helping our clients outsource were things like, I feel like a real business owner now. Or, oh my gosh, I have this person. I know, right? Like, I feel like a real business owner now. Or I had no idea how much I was beating myself up because I couldn't get everything done. And
Yeah.
now I have this person working 20 hours a week for me, and we're getting so much more done. But I don't know how in the world I thought I could ever do it all. So
Mm.
those were things that were really empowering. And I love to see our clients grow in that way. But on the flip side of that, we have these wonderful, amazing human beings halfway around the world, and having them have successes, being able to buy a generator and air conditioners for their homes that they didn't think they would ever be able to afford.
Yeah.
One of our clients reached out the other day, and his virtual assistant and her husband are buying a house, because when they have long term steady employment, they
Yeah.
can take those risks and start to build the lives that they want. So
Hmm.
that's kind of one of my passions too, is realizing that it's all about helping people. And when we help our clients become great leaders and to start to build a team, we're also helping these amazing people halfway around the world end up with great jobs and great career opportunities.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's say people are watching this, they want to get into, the work that you're doing. How can they do that?
Yeah, so I've got a free guide for your audience if they would like. It's Double Your Income with the Marketing Virtual Assistant. And you can get that at outsourcingforbosses.com, outsourcingforbosses.com. And you can always check us out on our website, which is sixfigurebusinesscoaching.com.
Awesome. Kirsten, is there anything else that we didn't cover that you'd like to share with us?
No, you were just a rapid fire questioner. I love this. This is so much fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, you answered the second question, but I have one last question for you. What is the meaning of life for you?
I think to live our passions and help other people. So for
Mm,
me, every day, if I get to get up and do what I love and then find ways to help other people, that makes me very, very happy. And that's the
I
meaning
love
of life
that.
for me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.